Power Moves with Dr. Gladney, the show that the world has been waiting for. Dr. Gladney is the world-renowned emotional wellness expert, CEO of 24 Karat Speakers, author, and power mover. Each episode will feature extraordinary guests who've created success by making moves that led them to their power. Put on your seatbelt and get ready for the ride of your life as you are inspired and motivated to move to your greatness.
This is Power Moves with Dr. Gladney. Oh my goodness, I am so excited today. This is our premiere show, and I am hosting the show where everybody on here is powerful and have made powerful moves in their lives that have defined them and have influenced us. And I am so delighted today with this premiere episode to have an infamous celebrity to be our premiere guest. I'm gonna hold back my excitement, guys, because I'm telling you, we're gonna learn a lot from listening to the power moves of our first guest. So our first guest today, I'm gonna tell you, I'm excited to bring him on as our premiere guest. We have the infamous, the original, the Hall of Famer, the original 88, Drew Pearson. Let's welcome him, everybody. All right.
Thank you for that intro, man.
Absolutely.
Did you record that so I can use it when I go speak somewhere?
I'm telling you, Drew, this is great because, you know, we did a lot of things on your show.
Right.
So to have you honor me with your presence on my premiere show, I am just elated. I'm so excited. And now a lot of things have been happening in your life since we were last doing our show together.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about all that because this is about power moves.
Right.
It's about the choices and the decisions that people make in life.
Exactly.
And you have made some great moves. Now, I was looking up your stats, and it was too many. I couldn't, I would have had to have a card like this. Can you just remind people who you really are?
Well, I'm Drew Pearson, the original 88. Just plain Drew Pearson. It's not Andrew. I have no middle name. I was named after a syndicated political columnist out of Washington, D.C. He wrote a syndicated column called the Washington Merry-Go-Round. And me being from New Jersey, my father being involved in politics on a local level, he used to read this column every day because we got that North Star Ledger where it appeared.
Right.
And so I was pretty much named after him. And growing up, Dr. G, I didn't like the name, okay?
Really?
Drew. Nobody was named Drew.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, I'm an athlete. I'm playing ball. I wanted Reggie or Lance, you know, one of them football names or sports names.
Wow.
But then, you know what? At first, I didn't like it. But then when I got to the pros with the Cowboys, then I really liked it. Why? Because nobody else had it.
Right, and they knew who is Drew.
Right. So
wow.
But anyway, that's who I am. I grew up in South River, New Jersey.
Okay.
I went to Tulsa University. I chose Tulsa over Nebraska. I chose it to play more baseball than football.
I didn't know that.
But they recruited me as both. I was all-state quarterback in high school and then all-state center fielder in baseball.
Wow.
But Dr. G, when I got out of high school, my senior year, I was 5'11", 145 pounds.
Okay.
So I wasn't built like no football player.
They were like, no.
Yeah. So that's why I went there. But, you know, things didn't go great there at Tulsa. But I got a great education.
Okay.
That's what's most important, because as soon as I open my mouth to speak, you'll know if I'm educated.
Absolutely.
Especially dealing with the doctor and your credentials. So that's important. But because things didn't go well athletically, when it came time for the NFL draft, I didn't get drafted.
Okay.
I had to wait 17 rounds of the draft, 452 players. And Dr. G, I'm almost over that, okay?
Oh my
you know,
God.
that heartbreak, that disappointment.
Yeah.
You can't dwell on the negatives. You're talking about power moves.
Absolutely.
At that point, I had needed to make a power move. And that move that I had to make was, who do I sign with? I could have signed with Green Bay, Pittsburgh, or Dallas.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Oh, three powerful teams.
So that's three powerful teams. So any move that you make would be significant and powerful.
Right.
And to be a big part of what your career might be heading down the road. So with that in mind, I chose the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
Okay. I'm thinking long term.
Yeah, you were thinking
okay?
long term. America.
I don't see Franco Harris doing much. I don't see Lynn Swan up in Pittsburgh. And
Right.
of course, nobody in Green Bay. James Lofton, I don't know if you remember him. He played up there then, but we don't hear nothing about him. So I think I make the right, powerful decision to sign with the Dallas Cowboys.
You did.
Yeah.
Now, as your power move, would you say that was the most powerful move that you probably made in your career?
Most significant.
Okay.
Okay, because of the opportunity it created for me.
Right.
But not only that, it put me around mentors that developed me as an adult. Okay. I left home at 18. I'm in college all the way in Oklahoma. No influence of mom and dad
Yes,
there.
yeah.
You know, and you're pretty much on your own. But 3 head coaches in 4 years, 3 losing seasons, 4 years, 3 years of probation at Tulsa. So that mentorship was weak. And now I'm with the Dallas Cowboys. Tom Landry, you know,
Yes.
Roger Staubach, Rayfield Wright, God
Yes.
rest his soul, Bob Hayes, you know, Leroy Jordan, all these great people. I mean, they're great ball players,
Right.
but they're great people. And being in that environment, it taught me how to be a pro, not just to be a
Wow.
professional football player, but a professional person,
I
and how
love
to
that.
carry yourself on and off the field. So that move was very powerful for me. And then you're with the Cowboys. If you make it with the Dallas Cowboys and Tom Landry,
Yes.
wow, the
Yeah.
respect, okay?
Yes.
You know the old saying, they say success is relatives,
Right.
right? You make the Dallas Cowboys, you find out how many relatives you got, okay? They come out of the woodwork. They didn't.
Of course.
At Tulsa, I go to the mailbox. I don't even have junk mail there. My dad ain't writing. My mom don't send no money. But you know,
the
all of a sudden you make the Cowboys.
Right.
You know,
Whoa.
somebody's in jail. Can you get them out? Somebody
Oh,
wants to go to
wow.
college. Can you help them? You know, somebody needs braces. I got all these kind of requests, but they didn't know, Dr. G. My first year's salary was $14,500.
Stop.
You
Are
know, we
kidding
played
me?
14 NFL games. I got paid during the season. You know, less
Wow.
after taxes is less than $1,000 a game. But here comes all your relatives. They think you're
They
a
think
pro.
you- they think you got all
you're a
this money.
millionaire and all that. But I needed to borrow money from them.
So,
just
so
to make
did
it
they
through the
believe
season.
you when you told them that you didn't have the money?
They had to believe it because
Okay.
I couldn't. I wouldn't write no bad checks, okay? But you know, that's what we did. You know, we didn't make money while we played, but what we did, the value for us when we played, was the consistency of success, where we
I
can
like that.
parlay that into a life after football. And you know, that's what I was able to do, but not just me. All the Roger Staubach
Yes,
Real
yes.
Estate, Leroy Jordan Lumber Company, Chuck Halley had a uniform business. You know, Robert Newhouse used to rush out of practice on Thursdays and say, "House, where you going?" He said, "I got a class at University of Dallas. I'm
Oh,
getting my
wow.
master's degree in math." You know, we
Wow.
had to do all those kind of things to prepare for life after football because we knew the income we were making
yeah.
was not going to be enough to handle, sustain us in a life after
Right.
football.
Wow.
So we worked.
amazing.
We went to work. My rookie year, I caught a touchdown, 2 touchdowns in a playoff game in January. Went home for a visit and came back to Dallas a week later and went to the Zales Corporation with Harvey Martin and Billy Joe Dupree and asked for a job.
Oh my goodness.
Asked for a job. Just scored winning touchdowns for the Cowboys on national TV.
Nobody.
And
would
you had
ever
to
know.
supplement that income because by then, you know, it's pretty much gone. So we had to work in the off season.
Wow.
I
so,
worked at Coleman Boehm Sporting Goods stores, and they hired us, the 3 of us, and that helped supplement our income to bridge the gap between the end of the
Right.
season and the start of the next season.
Right.
Okay, when them checks start
when
coming
the checks
in.
start coming because you're playing.
Right.
Wow. If only they knew that
Yeah.
now. We're going to
Yeah.
talk about that, but I want to ask this question. When did you realize how great you were?
Well, you know, I always knew I had talent.
Okay.
Okay. I just needed to be in a place where talent was important but other things were important as well.
Okay.
And that's the Cowboys. But Coach Landry, character was the number one thing he was
Right.
looking for. The second thing he was looking for in the players was intelligence. All right, you had to be smart to play for Tom
Yes,
Landry.
you do. Yeah.
All right, the plays, the playbook, and the intricate ways of the offense and defense, you had to be able to grasp that, and you had to be a certain intelligent level to do that. The third thing he was looking for was passion. All right, he wanted people that loved the game, that had to would make the commitment that it took to be successful. He used to say the quality of a person's life is in direct proportion to his commitment to excellence. If you're,
that's
you know, if you're committed to being the best, then you have to have that passion to get there. And so he's looking for that. And the last thing Coach Landry was looking for was talent. You know, you had to have some talent. All right, you couldn't just be, you know, nobody. You had to have some talent. But if you had some talent and the other three things going for you, then you had a chance to make the Cowboys.
Wow.
And so that was powerful to me to be around that in that kind of environment, and all that kind of stuff shaped me to what I am today.
Right.
As an individual.
So when did the Hail Mary come? When did the Hail Mary?
Well, you know,
the
Dr.
inventor
G,
and
I had been
creator.
catching Hail Marys all the way along. All right, we just didn't know what to
you
call
didn't know
it.
it, but to call it.
We found out what it was all about in 1975 against the Minnesota Vikings. We were a wild card team. We only one wild card team made the playoffs that back then. And so we had to go play the team with the best record. That was the Minnesota Vikings. We had to go up there. We were leading at halftime 10-7. They scored late in the fourth quarter, make it 14-10. We needed a touchdown to win the game, move on to the next round of the playoffs. We got bogged down with a 4th and 17, and we needed the first down. And Roger hit me on the sideline for 22 yards and the first down. We get back to the huddle. Roger says, "Drew, what do you got?" I said, "I got no breath, man. I just made the play.
You just hit me.
Run something else." So we ran a play, and it was incomplete to Preston Pearson. We get back. Roger says, "Let's go." He told me to run a turn-in takeoff, and hit me on the play for the touchdown with 28 seconds left in the game.
Wow.
And so after the game, you know, that big afro I used to have back in the day, I'm over in my locker picking that afro out. It takes a while to do that.
Yes.
All right. But then but nobody was talking to me. I look on the other side of the locker room, and there all the reporters, everybody's talking to Roger Staubach. And so they asked Roger what happened on the play. Roger said, "I threw the ball as far as I could. I closed my eyes, and I said a Hail Mary."
Okay.
And then next day, the Dallas Times-Herald newspaper back then, it says Cowboys win by a Hail Mary. And bam, it's taken off ever since then.
Wow.
And a Hail Mary situation is when your back's against the wall, looks like all is lost, but some way, somehow, you find what it takes to overcome that situation. And what you've done is called a Hail Mary.
That is so
Now,
wonderful.
if they would have asked me, I'm a Baptist from New
know.
Jersey, I
We
would
just
say,
said,
"Hallelujah," something like that. Hail Shaniqua.
It would have been a Hail Mary, but it works.
Yeah,
it works.
but I know what a Hail Mary is now.
Absolutely.
Hail
That
Mary,
is so-
full of grace, love
that
be
is
with thee.
good.
I know what it is now, girl.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you think about these salaries that are paid today in comparison to what you guys made,
Yeah.
what do you think that does to the mindset of the athletes coming into the industry?
I think they come in more with the elitist type attitude, you know, that they're getting it, but they really haven't earned it yet.
Right,
And
right.
they walk into a situation where it's developed, it's the NFL, it's a #1 game, it's national TV, the revenues continue to flow in. Now it's on Amazon and stream this and stream that. It's all over the place. So you didn't do anything to create that.
Yes.
But you walked
into it.
And it's just like Troy Aikman made a comment about these current Dallas Cowboys. They see this beautiful facility.
Oh, I know.
You know, remember we had that tin building.
Yeah.
We had to go across the street to get our lunch, chicken wings and a ham sandwich or something like that. They go in their cafeteria. They get there in the morning. They have breakfast prepared for them. They have lunch prepared for them. They need a meal to go home with that's prepared for them. And the facility, the stadium, and how Jerry Jones takes care of them. because they're the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
But they haven't earned anything.
Right,
But
right.
they benefit from all that.
Right.
So that's what they need to understand, that this is great, but it's greater if you have success as a Dallas Cowboy.
Right.
Okay? And now
Right.
that, like I talked about, that value in your life after football,
Mm-hmm.
if you have success and do it while you're playing with the Cowboys, then in your life after football, no matter how much money that you got when you retire, you're still going to have an opportunity to
Right.
make more money.
Right.
Because people want to identify with that. You know, I played 11 seasons, played in 7 championship games, one
Wow.
game away from 7 Super Bowls. We didn't go every year. We went 3 times. I didn't go 4 times, but it was the consistency
Absolutely.
of winning
Absolutely.
that people identified. That's when we became America's team. You know, it was the show Dallas and
Yes,
JR.
yes,
It was Fred
I know.
Sanford.
It was
right?
everybody.
It was that guy, Sherm Hemsley.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it was
Yes.
all that. And then us, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
And so, you know, but that's what these guys don't understand, what they're walking into.
Right.
You know, and it's great, but it could be so much greater if you add wins to it, success to that. That's what it's all about.
With saying that, do you believe that they feel like, well, they have their money, so whether they win or not?
Yeah, I do think that.
I mean, not
feel
that they
way.
don't have the drive and the killer
Yeah.
instinct to win, but even if they don't, they're still getting paid
Yeah.
the same salary.
And getting paid big. You know?
Yes.
Amari Cooper, God rest. I mean, no, he's not good. God bless him. Let me put it like that. You get the money. If they're gonna pay you, how you gonna say no?
Yeah,
you got to
yes.
take the money.
Absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
he made $19 million, but
Yeah.
his production last season was less than my second year in the league, when my first full year as a starter, where I made All Pro,
Wow.
and his production at $19 million was less than the production I made in the second year in the league at 22.5. I went from 14.5 to 22.5. Okay?
Wow.
That's a big
That's
jump.
a big jump.
But, you know,
22.
Amari, if they Cowboys had kept him, he'll go from 19 to 22. You know, I mean, here's the deal. If I made $19 million a year, you'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Your daughter Jazzy, she'd be a millionaire. Everybody. Hey, I can't take care of you this year, but just wait till next year.
Right.
All right, I got another
Right.
20-some million coming next
yeah.
year. You know, so it's that crazy money. But the
Yes.
thing is, do they know how to take care of that?
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
Are they getting that advice that they need? What I would do if they were paying me that kind of money, I would go to Mr. Jerry Jones and ask him, how should I handle this money?
Absolutely.
There's nobody a better
Absolutely.
advisor
Than Jerry.
than Jerry
You're
Jones.
absolutely
And it's
right.
his money. He's paying you the money, so he's going to take care of it. Right?
Take care of my money.
He's going to make sure you invest it right. And you look how Jerry Jones has developed the
Absolutely.
Cowboys up there in Frisco and everything around it and stuff like that. And, you know, he has his hand in everything.
He does.
And so why not have his hand in my pocket if I'm making $19 million,
Absolutely,
so
to
I
help
can
you.
parlay that into
Yeah.
another $19 million or so.
Yes.
Yeah, so
So-
and he's right there. He'd be glad to do it.
24 Karat Speakers is an elite speakers agency that represents women of color. Our agency offers boutique services to our buyers and speakers that include powerful speakers, training, product development, and client management. Our world-class speakers are experts in content and messaging and are uniquely trained to motivate audiences and excite the brain for impactful learning. Colorful women, powerful messages, changing the world. To hire one of these amazing women, go to www.24caratspeakers.com and let us help you create your world-class event.
Do you think that's missing the mentorship? And like you said, you will learn how to be a pro,
Yeah.
not just on the field, but in
Yeah.
life. Do you think that mentorship is what is missing nowadays?
Yeah, I really do. Because in that locker room, you know, it changes from year to year,
Yeah.
season to season.
Yeah.
You know, we lost that tough playoff game to San Francisco, and, you know, it hurt me, and I know it had to hurt those players that
Yeah.
were playing that game.
Absolutely.
But here we go into 2022 with a whole different team just about.
Yeah.
So
you
those guys
can't-
don't feel that pain. They don't feel that hurt.
Yeah, so
they
they-
got to reestablish themselves again in that team thing. So it's very difficult to have success in the NFL, you know, nowadays. The turnover with players, the turnover with coaches, the coordinators. You know, I was blessed to play with the same players,
Right.
the same coach, the same system. year in and year out. And because of that, you produce quality football.
Right.
But now the way it's set up, it's hard to keep players in the fold, because from one year to the next, you got to make decisions. You got to make tough decisions, powerful decisions within your football team. And every decision that Jerry or anybody else that's running an NFL team the decision has to be based on what's best for the team, not best for this individual. You might like him a lot. He might have done a lot for you. but moving forward, we got to go in another direction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Wow. There is a lot. And I always think and say that sports is analogous to life.
Absolutely.
It really parallels us, and all of the things, the challenges, the ups, the downs, the playbooks, all of that. What is one of the biggest lessons that you feel like you've learned?
How individually, if you're in a team sport, how individually you're only as good as the players around you. Like I said, I came from Tulsa. I made all nothing. All right.
Yeah.
I was 160 pounds. I didn't get drafted. Then all of a sudden, I played for the Cowboys. My rookie year, I started the 10th game because the two guys ahead of me got hurt. And Coach Landry looked, you're up. He didn't ask, are you ready? If you're on that roster, he expected you to be ready. So, with that, you created an opportunity for yourself, and now you can be able to parlay that into a career.
Okay.
And that's what, pretty much what I was able to do.
Okay. And now, finally.
But it's being around the right people.
Yeah.
All right. That's the whole key.
Okay.
I caught that touchdown against the Rams, 73 yards. I'm standing in the end zone with my arms raised, and all these great Cowboys coming down there to mob me and congratulate me at 14-5, that I did something to help them win a game. And a lesson I learned right then and there, Dr. G, talking about a powerful decision and lesson, is that if you surround yourself with successful people, you have a chance to be a success yourself. And I didn't get any bigger, stronger, faster from Tulsa to the Cowboys, but now look what I'm around.
Absolutely.
Organization, 3 Hall of Famers,
I love
that ran it. Tex, Tom, and Gil. Clint Murchison should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand that. I'd give him my spot into the Hall of Fame, because we as Cowboys are nothing if he didn't buy the team and did what he did to establish us in the early years as Dallas Cowboys. So anyway, just making those powerful choices, powerful decisions. Now, and a lesson I learned then, and so when I got out of football and started the business, what did I do? I started to surround myself with people that had the business knowledge and acumen that I didn't necessarily have. The right people to make the business success.
Absolutely.
And thank God it was a success. But I learned all my business acumen from being around those Dallas Cowboys and in that organization for 11 years as a player and 1 year as a coach. And, I can learn about football strategies, X's and O's, but what I did with the rest of my time is I watched how they worked. I watched how that organization did business. I observed everything.
Wow.
How Tom, Tex, all different personalities. But when it came for the best thing for the Dallas Cowboys, they all thought the same way.
Okay.
The decisions they made were in the best interest of the Dallas Cowboys. Even though they weren't agreeable to each other with the decision, they knew the decision made was in the best interest of the Dallas Cowboys. And you talking about powerful decisions. They made some powerful decisions.
Wow.
Back in the day. The stadium was the first one to have suite revenue and all that. That was created by Clint Murchison. The uniforms. People say, when we came in, we always wore our white jerseys at home. And normally in the NFL, you wore your white jerseys on the road. But Tex Ram wanted, this is how he's thinking marketing. He wanted to be different because he wanted the opposing teams, when they come in with their colors, it's not the same each and every week. The Redskins come in with their ugly, whatever that color is. The Eagles come in with that ugly, whatever color that is.
Redskins and Eagles. Sorry.
So they wanted that color full look to the game that was going on. It's just those simple things like that.
Right.
The cheerleaders and all
Yeah,
that. So
I
I
was gonna
learned
say the
marketing from
cheerleader.
Tex
Yeah,
Fram. I learned about negotiating and personnel from Gil Brandt. And I learned how to manage people from Tom Landry and manage success as well from all three of those guys, including Clint Murchison.
Wow. And speaking of success, we have a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
After all of these years,
Yeah.
why do you think they were dragging their feet?
I have no idea, but it's a situation where all you can do is be patient.
Yes.
Patience is a talent too.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh my goodness. Yes.
It just doesn't come easy. A lot of people they want everything, especially in our microwave society, want things to happen now. But in this situation, it's a Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes.
So what are you going to do? Criticize who?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The voting process.
I know.
You don't want to do that because
Yeah.
they'll put you further down the list.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Then you don't want to criticize the players that are going in ahead of you.
Right,
Because
right.
they are Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
So you don't want to criticize them because maybe one day, if you do get in, you'll be in with those guys.
Yes.
So you don't want to criticize them because
have to
it's
be
so
quiet.
prestigious.
Yes,
It's
yes.
more prestigious than any other Hall of Fame. I'm in 9 Hall of Fames.
Really?
All right.
Can you tell us? I
From
didn't
Pop
know
Warner,
that.
from Pop Warner football.
Okay.
Through high school, New Jersey the High School Hall of Fame, 2 New Jersey Sports Hall of Fames, Tulsa University Hall of Fame, Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame, Texas Black Sports Hall of Fame, Texas Sports Hall of Fame. Did that 9? I don't know. I lose count.
Wow.
But none of those, with all due respect, how
Yes,
prestigious they are
yes.
on different levels, none of them gets the respect like the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
That's right.
I mean,
Wow.
people, everybody in the world. But my story, my journey, a lot of people jumped on board on that journey.
Yes.
They saw
Yes.
how disappointed I was when he
Absolutely.
get in and all
I
that.
did too. I felt it. I
Yeah.
was at home watching, and I was like, "Who I need to talk to?"
Right.
That's my
Everybody was
friend.
the same way. They're
Who-
writing
yeah.
letters
Who do
to
I
the-
need to talk to?
I know, the big guy, David Baker, they
Yes.
had to make a decision because the credibility of the Pro Football Hall of Fame was at stake.
Yes, it
How could you have a
was.
guy all decade, first team, not in, but the 2 guys on the second team are in ahead of you?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work that way. So they had to do something.
Absolutely.
But it's still at the same time, you never know if they're going to figure it out.
I know. and
I
you-
waited 38 years, they didn't figure nothing out.
Wow.
But the thing that kept me going was the verse Jeremiah 29:11. God has something good for us.
Absolutely.
It's hope for the future.
Absolutely.
It's not for disaster. It's for hope. And
That's
if you
right.
believe wholeheartedly, it'll come fruition. And it did for me.
And it
you just
did.
have to have that patience to know that He knows best.
Yes.
And for me to go in the Hall of Fame at this time,
Yes.
it's the best time. I don't
Yes.
know. Maybe it could have been better than I don't know.
You
but
don't know.
it didn't happen.
Right.
But it happened this time, and man, so many great opportunities.
Yes. I was going to say, well, yeah, things happen as they should. So what has been happening since you've been in the Hall
All
of
kinds of
Fame?
opportunities for appearances, autograph signings. I even been to the Texas State Capitol. I'm on the
Okay.
floor where they're honoring me with Drew Pearson Day.
Oh, wow.
And stuff like that.
Is
I'm
so
in
cool.
Governor Abbott's office, and he's throwing me the football. And I said, if you're going to throw me the football, you got to stand up. No. Okay, yeah, I didn't say that really. But
I know you did.
I did say that. And he thought it was pretty funny. He thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, wow.
But all
That
these
is so
opportunities,
great.
and then they used me a lot when the COVID was running rampant to push the vaccines and vaccinations, especially with people of color
Yes.
and stuff like that. So I've been to Albuquerque, Hot Springs, all kinds of different places on behalf of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, promoting that.
Okay.
So just a lot of great opportunities, and with the opportunities, whatever you made as a non-Hall of Fame, it's
Yes.
going to be a little different as a Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
And it just comes natural. People expect to pay that.
Yeah, yeah.
That difference.
Yeah, absolutely, 'cause you have that title.
It's pretty cool. It's
So,
pretty cool.
Drew, how have you maintained your emotional wellness? because you have, like you said, you have the gift of patience, and you're just the most humble person. You know, never have you let anything go to your head, and you are great. You have made your mark. You've leaving a legacy here. How do you maintain your emotional wellness?
Well, you know, Dr. G, coming into the NFL, not getting drafted, that humbled me. Okay. Then going through 11 years and then retiring because of a car accident, you know, that ended my career. I lost my brother in that accident. Well, that humbled me.
Okay.
So in between, I'm thinking whatever happened is great, but you know, it shouldn't define me, who I am off the field. You know, you can define me. Yeah, I'm that kind of player. Yeah, you made the plays and all that, but off the field, you know, what kind of person are you? So I never thought I was better than anybody because I was a Dallas Cowboy. I always tried to keep it in perspective. When I got around people, I tried to make it an experience for them.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Love
take
that.
pictures, sign autographs. They say, my dad's a big fan of yours. I said, is he still with us? He said, yeah, he's a big fan. He watches all the games. I said, well, get him on the phone. What?
Wow.
You're gonna talk to him? So you get them on the phone, you talk to them, and they're starting to cry, and they, you know, they respect you that much. So that keeps you at a even keel, the way you come in and the way you left, and all the opportunities you have because of what happened in between. Now you're able to use that and make people's day.
Yes.
Now, you know, now I'm a Hall of Famer. I go to the grocery store. You know, people are, hey, yeah, that's me. And the gas station. I mean, everywhere I go to my grandson's football games, and it's like, you know, all eyes are on me. And, you know,
you're like, no, he's on the field. Watch him, watch him.
But these are all the great opportunities I got. You know, I respect all the pro or all the Hall of Fames, but with all due respect to them, there's nothing like the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And when we had our Hall of Fame meeting up there in Canton with all the other Hall of Famers, that's what they spoke on. To the new guys coming in,
right?
You got respect, you know, for all the others Hall of Fames you're in, but you're not going to feel it like you feel disrespect.
Wow.
And they were right, you know, it's totally different. And
wow.
So a kid growing up, you know, I'm like a 5'11", 145 pounds coming out of high school. You know, I thought I'd be in the Hall of Fame in baseball, but not football.
Yes.
But it turned out to be football, and
God had a plan for you.
God's plan, and I, you know, let the plan.
You let the plan
shape.
play out with the patience.
Yeah.
So what's your next?
What's next?
What's next?
Oh, to stay healthy and keep living.
Okay.
You know, I just try to, the things that keep me healthy are two things. Number one is nutrition. I try to eat right.
Okay.
And number two, just working out. I gotta work out.
Okay.
I gotta clear my head. I gotta sweat. When June and July start coming, you know, you feel like you're getting ready for another football season.
Oh, wow.
So you work out a little more than normal.
Okay.
You're running around the neighborhood, and neighbors are, that's just Drew. He thinks he's still playing. Don't worry about him. He'll be okay.
He'll be all right.
In a couple weeks, when they go to camp, and he knows nobody's asking him to show up. You know, but no, those two things that keep me going, and then my family. You know, I got three beautiful kids, and they are all blessed, and they're God-fearing, college-educated kids. My daughters turned out to be great moms, and great parents, and my son, you know, turned out to be an awesome young man at 27, making it on his own in L.A.
That's wonderful.
So, you know, and then grandkids, I got 7.
Oh, wow.
You know,
so you pop?
No.
Oh,
I'm G-pop.
Oh, G-pop. All right, G-pop.
Capital G.
I know.
Capital P-O-P. All right.
Okay, G-pop.
Yeah, G-pop. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
But in public, they call me Drew Pearson. Don't call me no G-pop in public.
No, the great 88. That is so, this has been absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm just, again, like I said, I'm so honored to have you as my first guest. And the lessons that you have shared with everybody today is going to resonate And it's going to help some people along the way, because we've all gotten a chance to watch you.
Yeah.
And then I'm glad I've gotten a chance to be your friend and understand a little bit more. So this is just wonderful. Do you have any last minute advice that you would like to leave with everybody?
Lenny Kravitz. Heard of Lenny Kravitz?
Oh, absolutely.
Will there be tomorrow? How can you be sure? There ain't always next season. There ain't always an open door. Life is dear, don't you waste it. The future no one can see, so step aside and let it be. Tomorrow may wash away, so don't put off what you can do today. Take advantage while you are here, because this moment is all there is. Dr. G,
Wow.
thanks for that
Wow.
moment. You're lucky I didn't sing it, all
I
right,
know,
like
look.
Lenny.
Now,
But yeah.
see, everybody, power moves. That
Yeah.
was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To the original 88, the great Hall of Famer, Drew Pearson. We are delighted. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have enjoyed this. This is the beginning. Every single week we're coming, and we're coming with some powerful people that are going to bring you powerful information that are going to help you make those powerful moves. This is Dr. G with Power Moves. Until the next time, I want you to go out and guess what? Have a powerful day.
Hood, hood.